Hey everybody, it's Pops here, ILWPOD. We're back for another This Day in Wrestling History, or This Day in Wrestling, however you want to say it. But what we're really doing is I'm just going to review Armageddon 2003 from Orlando, Florida. This event took place right after the Survivor Series, the 93 Survivor Series. It opens up with a really patriotic opening and Lillian Garcia singing the national anthem. What had just happened in real world was Saddam Hussein was just captured. The Iraqi government was just overthrown. So WWE was leaning into this heavily at the time. Then we get an opening package to promote Armageddon, the Armageddon pay-per-view, and the main event. There's a bunch of different Bible quotes going up here, trying to talk about the end of the world or Armageddon as we know it. I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was a great video package. I really enjoyed it. The first match, we get Mark Henry with Teddy Long, with Theater Long versus Booker T. This version of Booker T might be my favorite for selfish reasons. When you know him, Justin Woolwine, my oldest son, was younger, he would go around in his little diaper and he would sucker and do all that. So this version of Booker T holds a soft spot in my heart because the Spinneroonie and the sucker. I thought that was really cool. It was cool to have Justin mimic Booker T as the youngster and do the Booker T Spinneroonie and all that. Booker T wins after delivering a scissors kick to Mark Henry. Next, we get a backstage segment with Eric Bischoff and Christian and Chris Jericho. And they're talking about Christian's and Jericho's match. They have a Battle of the Sexes match coming up later. And it's against Trish Stratus and Lita. And they're talking about all that. And they get interrupted by Mick Foley's music. Mick Foley is the co-GM of Monday Night Raw with Eric Bischoff. So Foley is headed to the ring. Bischoff looks distraught by this. Foley comes out and says he has some good news, that he has received over 1 million signatures on his petition to bring back Stone Cold Steve Austin. And this is cause to celebrate. And then we get Stacy Keibler in what might be the drip of the night, a nice cheerleading outfit. And she comes out, she's doing cheers and cartwheels and everything. And then we get Evolution's music. And we get Randy Orton and Ric Flair. Orton says Austin is done, that he beat Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series to end Austin's career. And Foley says he's going to be the special enforcer, the special referee for Orton's Intercontinental title match that's coming up next, and calls for the Intercontinental champion Rob Van Dam to come out. This era RVD is also one of my favorites. He would do anything. He transitioned well. His moves were awesome. This was he was one of my favorite performers of all times. This era, Rob Van Dam. It was just something about the way he transitioned from move to move, the realism, his athletic abilities. He could do anything. And RVD is defending the title against Randy Orton. There's a lot of interference by Flair. RVD bumps everywhere for Orton. He does a great job of putting Orton over. Does a really good job of getting the young Randy Orton over. Now, this is Randy Orton in 2003, so this is a rookie Randy Orton. He is never held any titles in the WWE. So this win here, he goes on to win his first Intercontinental title, his first major championship in the WWE by delivering an RKO to Rob Van Dam. And it's, by the way, one of the best RKOs I've ever seen, the way Van Dam takes it. He also took one of Randy Orton's hanging DDTs where Randy Orton hangs their feet on the ropes and DDTs him and stands straight up on his head for Orton to make Orton look really strong. Evolution wins this. As I said, Orton wins his first title of many WWE championships he will win. He wins his first Intercontinental title here. Evolution goes up 1-0 for the night so far. They've got another match coming up later with Batista and Shawn Michaels, and then also Triple H is in the main event in a triple threat. So this was highly interesting. It was really really good match. If I had to say, this was probably that moment of the night. I don't think anybody could follow this match. It was amazing. Next, we get Trish Stratus and Lita. And they're going to go against Chris Jericho and Christian in a Battle of the Sexes match. This all started because Christian and Jericho bet which one of them could sleep with Lita or Trish first. It don't age well. But then Trish found out, so they end up having a falling out. Bischoff makes the match, the Battle of the Sexes. We get Jericho and Christian go over. They win. It's kind of interesting, though, because it's like Jericho wanted to help Trish. So, like, they're still trying to play off they got some kind of chemistry. After this match, we get Shawn Michaels versus Batista with Ric Flair. Evolution, the second Evolution match of the night. This is a grudge match. Like I said earlier, this match stems from the Survivor Series main event where Randy Orton beat Shawn Michaels to end the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. The reason why this is a part of it is because Batista interfered in that match, hit Michaels with a Batista bomb. Orton scored the pinfall, so Michaels had a grudge against Batista. This was another great match. Batista being a rookie. Shawn Michaels bumped everywhere for the animal. Made him look like an animal. I think that's probably where he got his name. Batista goes to hit a Batista bomb. Michaels slips out, hits him with sweet chin music out of desperation, and scores the pin. Now, at this point, Batista is irate. He's so upset. He won't leave the ring. He's in there. The refs are trying to get him out. Flair's trying to get him out. He won't leave the ring. And Maven's music hits. Maven is supposed to have a match with Matt Hardy. Maven comes out. He stands at the bottom of the ramp. Then Matt Hardy's music hits. He comes out. Neither man wants to get in the ring because of Batista. Matt and Maven start fighting on the outside. Batista is still inside the ring. Then, out of nowhere, Matt Hardy rolls Maven into the ring. Batista destroys Maven. Hits him with the Batista bomb. Then Batista rolls out of the ring and leaves. The refs come in the ring and won't let the match start. They're trying not to. The bell is already rung, but they're trying to say that Maven can't continue. Matt Hardy gets upset, rolls in and pins. He does the 3 count himself on Maven, and then grabs the mic and also announces himself the winner, even though the match was stopped because Maven couldn't continue. So Matt Hardy was the ring announcer, the performer, and the referee all on the same night. It was kind of cool. It was Matt Hardy version 1, which I really enjoyed that version of Matt Hardy. I thought it was really cool. After this match, we get a backstage segment where Ric Flair is giving Batista a pep talk over the loss. And right before Flair walks off, he says he's got another plan. Flair has another plan. I've noticed in this era of WWE, this 2003 era of Raw, they was kind of using like a ECW kind of format where every segment led into the other one. They were all tied together. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. And then we get the tag team, Eric Bischoff's tag team turmoil match, which starts off with Rob Conway and La Resistance. It starts off with the La Resistance, Dupree and Conway, and they're going to take on the Hurricane and Rosie to start the match off. Now, how this works is if one team eliminates another, the other team comes down until all 6 teams have been eliminated. The last team standing wins. Rosie climbs up to the middle turnbuckle and sets on the top rope. And Hurricane climbs up to the very top rope, then climbs on Rosie's shoulders, delivering a splash off of Rosie's shoulders onto Rob Conway to eliminate La Resistance. Immediately following this, Rosie and Hurricane are looking up the ramp, waiting on the next team to come in. And we get Garrison Cade and Mark Jindrak come in from behind. They sneak into the ring, get a surprise pin on the Hurricane to eliminate him and Rosie. And out comes Val Venus and Landstorm. Val Venus is being accompanied by some pretty hot ladies. And Mark Jindrak gets a pin over Val Venus, which brings out the Dudleys. They hit the 3D on Jindrak to eliminate them. And the next team out is Test and Scott Steiner. Bubba hits Test with the Bubba Bomb. Devon gets the pin. The Dudleys win. And then, no, wait a second. Eric Bischoff's music hits. I'm back and better than ever. And that was killer music, by the way. And he comes out to announce that the Dudleys can't be the champions yet because they haven't beat all the teams. And at this point, Evolution's music hits. Ric Flair and Batista is announced to be in the match. The Dudleys already fighting 2 matches in tag team turmoil, being wore out, injured. Ric Flair and Batista are now in the match. Batista hits a Batista bomb for the win. Evolution wins the tag team titles, which this is also Randy Orton earlier won his first WWE title, the Intercontinental Championship. This is also a young Dave Batista's first title. So they now have the IC title and the tag team straps. Evolution is cooking, so to say. They're 2-1 for the night, walking away with 2 sets of gold, the tag team titles and the IC title. And I must say, watching this and seeing the tag team titles of this era, I love them. They're kind of like a knockoff of the big gold belt a little bit, but with the red writing. The Raw Tag Team Championships of 2023 or 2003, I think they could definitely bring back in 2026. I would love it. I know they did that with the SmackDown titles. There's kind of a throwback to that era of SmackDown titles. I would like to see them do it with Raw. Next, we get a women's championship match. Champion Molly Holly defending against Ivory. Molly Holly ends up retaining. It was a decent match for what it was. The women just didn't get a lot of time back then. It kind of is disheartening because they were talented, very talented. I think they would fit in great with today's women's evolution. But Molly Holly retains her championship. And then we get the World Heavyweight title match. The triple threat match. Kane versus Triple H versus the champion Goldberg. And at this point, Evolution has a chance to leave with all the major men's titles, Raw brand men's titles. All that has to happen is Triple H needs to pull out the win. Kane and Triple H ended up double teaming Goldberg for over half the match. Until one point, Kane involuntarily didn't mean to accidentally knocks Triple H over the ropes to the floor. Kane and Goldberg go back and forth for a minute. Then Triple H rolls back in the ring with the steel chair, hits Kane with it. Goldberg and Triple H go back and forth for a minute. Then Kane chokeslams Goldberg on the outside on the announce desk. It doesn't break, though, so Triple H climbs up on the barricade behind the announce desk, delivers an elbow drop on Goldberg through the announce desk. Then Kane and Triple H battle. Kane ends up choke slamming Triple H on the entrance ramp, which was pretty vicious. Goldberg hits 2 spears on Kane. Neither one of them work. And then Triple H, and then he hits one on Triple H. And when he hits one on Triple H, Evolution's Randy Orton and Ric Flair hit the ring to interfere. Goldberg makes real short work of Flair and Orton. Then out of nowhere, Triple H hits Goldberg with a low blow. Kane delivers a vicious choke slam. Kane goes for the pin, but as he goes for the pin, out of nowhere, Batista pulls Kane out to the floor, wraps him up and holds him. Triple H rolls over onto Goldberg for the 1, 2, 3. Triple H pulls it off. Evolution now holds all the Raw gold. Every bit of it. This show was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great TV. Sometimes watching some of the WWE product back then, though, doesn't age well. Some of the Battle of the Sexes match, just certain things doesn't age well. But all in all, I really enjoyed this. I really thought it was great entertainment. And I can't wait to review another pay-per-view from this era. As always, thank you for all your support. All praise to God. And I will see you again soon.